Hi, my name is Aideen McGinn and I'm Marketing Director in OSK. Today I'm speaking to Imelda Prendergast, who is Partner in OSK Contracting. Imelda is going to speak to me today about setting up as a contractor. Imelda, if a person is setting up as a contractor for the first time, should they set up their own limited company or should they use an umbrella company?
Generally, people seem to be going more for umbrella companies, but I would generally only recommend an umbrella company in a situation where somebody is going to contract for quite a short period of time or where they're on quite a low contracting rate and it's really not cost effective for them to run their own company. And the reason why I prefer a limited company is that when you become a director of an umbrella company, you're actually a director with possibly 7 or 10 people that you don't know. So in my view, there's a lack of control there. You've no real control over the filing and over the management of the company, and there could be returns filed late, there could be taxes not paid, there could be expenses being claimed that you're not aware of, by other directors. And for that reason, we would always say to somebody who's serious about contracting and who's going to contract for the long term, that they should set up their own limited company. And there's also a perception that there's far more work if somebody sets up their own limited company, but we provide a full backup, full incorporation, accounting and tax service right throughout the year. And also if somebody ceases contracting for whatever reason, their contract is not renewed, it's actually quite straightforward to have the company deregistered and struck off the company register. And also, if somebody has their own company, there is more control, say around employing family members if they're in a position whereby they can work for the company as well. So there can be some tax advantages to having your own limited company.
What expenses can be claimed against the contractor's income?
When somebody sets up, starts contracting, they're in business like everybody else, and they're allowed to claim their business expenses against their turnover for tax reasons. Typically, expenses that contractors would incur would include primarily IT costs, IT hardware and software, maybe some professional indemnity insurance, professional fees, training. They might need to do update courses to keep up to date in their skills, business telephone, business mileage. But when claiming mileage, they need to be aware that the revenue would deem their client site to be their place of business, and any business journey would only start from the client site. Any travelling from their home into the client's premises would not be allowed. Contractors are generally in the fortunate position that their client provides them with what they need to run their business, so they don't incur a huge amount themselves by way of expenses, but of course their own director's salary, that would go through the company as an expense as well.
What happens if a contractor set up their own company and the contract is not renewed?
When somebody is contracting and their contract comes to an end and for whatever reason it's not been renewed, they have a choice with their limited company. They can keep the company as a dormant company for a couple of, until they're sure they're not going to contract again. That would quite often happen in situations where somebody is looking for a contract but they're not sure whether they'll get a permanent job or not. So I'd always advise them in that situation to maybe deregister for taxes but keep the company live on the company register, and then if they start a contract again, it's quite straightforward to just send in a taxes registration form and re-register the company for PAYE and VAT, and in that way then they don't have to go through having the company wound up and another company set up if they do get another contract. But if somebody is sure they're not going to contract again, say their contract comes to an end and they're going to take a permanent job, then we would do a set of cessation accounts, we would notify the revenue the company had ceased trading, and we would apply to the company's office to have the company struck off. It's actually quite straightforward to do. There's just some paperwork, but contractors generally think, it's going to be a big problem, what will I do with my company if the contract comes to an end? But it's quite routine work for us to just do a set of cessation accounts and have the company struck off.
Imelda, what services do you provide and how can you be contacted?
Services we provide include, right from commencement, we do the company incorporation, the appointment of directors and shareholders. We get the company, we do the taxes registration form, so we register the business for VAT and PAYE and corporation tax. And then throughout the year we provide a full bookkeeping, an accounting service, taxation services for payroll and VAT returns. And at the end of the year we do the full financial statements and all the annual filing with the company's office and the revenue commissioners as well. So for a contractor to contact me, they can do that by phone or email or by coming to our website, which is osk.ie. My phone number is 439-4200 and the email is prendergasti@osk.ie.
Imelda, thank you very much for your time and thank you for visiting osk.ie.